Hi there YouTube, Big G back again with another video, and this time another restoration video. About a year ago, just over a year ago, I was messing around and I decided to switch on my Apple Mac, the original Apple Mac, and plugged it in and switched it on, watched it start boot up, and the next moment there was just a huge cloud of smoke. Switched the lights off, etc, 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 panicked a little bit, and once the smoke had cleared, I'd actually blown one of these. This is a reefer capacitor, and it actually had blown completely apart. It was actually quite I can't seem to find the footage of it, but I'll keep looking for it. I actually did take a couple of pics of the actual blown capacitor, because when this blows, it actually has like a roll of paper inside here, which I actually found quite interesting. So this capacitor blew on it, and so I stuck it away, put it one side, and ordered another 2 capacitors. Now it's taken 6 months, but the capacitors have, or 5 to 6 months, and the capacitors have finally arrived. It's time now to put it back in and see if I can get the system up and running. But before we get there, just to give you some of the progress that I actually went through in cleaning the system up. First of all, took it apart. I then scrubbed it down with some soap and water. A lot of people think that water and warm water and soap is not good for electronic components. It's actually quite the opposite. Just clean it off nicely, the old toothbrush or whatever, get rid of all that old residue, especially around the capacitors and so forth, and then you can dry it out, and it's completely dried out. I've actually been waiting for these capacitors, like I said, for 5 months, so the board has dried out surely by now, and it's time now to reassemble and see if I can actually get my old machine up and running. Okay, here you can see the motherboard. You can see I've cleaned it off nicely. Wherever I've seen any residue, I've cleaned it off, and this is where I removed the capacitor from, that area there. So basically I'm just going to slot it back in there, solder it up, and we should be good to go, hopefully. Okay, it's time to get the old solder out, and let's solder the new capacitor in. Make sure that it is well soldered in. Let's just bend that leg up. That looks fine. That should do it. I must say, I do like the way that the motherboards just sort of slide into place. And we just slide him in there, and it clips nicely through the top here. There we are, all nice and tidy, and you can see there we're getting there. So you can see the motherboard on this side, and I take it this must be all your, I saw the RAM chips on here and so forth on this board. But I do like the way it's so nice and neat, it's compact, it's all put together, it's actually very well built for a 1983 computer. Okay, so I've put it all back together again. You can see the motherboard's all back, everything is there, I can't see anything that I've left out. So last step, it's just a matter of sliding the cover back on again. And as I said, I just love the way that these Macs just sort of, everything just clips back together again, and just a little bit loose there. And we're good to go. Okay, I've put the machine back together. I've connected up the keyboard. I'm not going to worry about connecting up the mouse now. But it's the moment of truth. Either it's going to blow up spectacularly like it did the last time, or maybe it just might just work. So yeah, let me just add power. Let's hold thumbs to see whether the old beastie is working. And I'm going to switch on over there. And this is actually quite nerve-wracking. The last time I did this was sparks and fire. Well, something's happening. I heard a beep. Well, I never. Okay, I haven't got a disc in there, and I haven't connected up the mouse. So, from first impressions, it's working. Replacing that capacitor has done the job. It hasn't blown up yet. I don't see any smoke coming out of it. So, yeah, I'm actually very chuffed about that. So, yeah, let me just go find the disc and etc. and then I'll just boot it up again. Be back now. Okay, I've attached the mouse. Found the old system disc out of the old bundle. So let's switch the machine back on again and let's see what it does. It's not reading the disc. Okay, the mouse is working, but it definitely seems to be a issue with the floppy. As I said, I've never had this machine working before, and the first time I tested it, you know, after a few seconds, after a minute or so, it just promptly blew up. I mean, I suppose I'll have to take it loose again. Well, round two, guys. Let's take it loose and see if I can fix the floppy. Okay, I've stripped out the floppy disk, and you can see it's, yeah, I must say, very well built. I mean, the casings and everything, it's well put together. But as you can see, if you look carefully over there, I'm not sure if you can actually see it on the camera, but it's rusted badly. And if you look inside, it is really badly rusted. Everything is rusted. I don't think that this is actually salvageable. I think I'm rather going to look out for another unit, scratch around at some more garage sales and auctions, and see if I can pick up another one of these floppy disk for the Apple Mac. So guys, just as a summary then, you know, we've got the machine up and running, replacing that capacitor, that 470 capacitor. Everything seems to be working except for the floppy disk now, so I can't run any software. So I'm going to scratch around and try and get another one, and then hopefully be able to complete the restoration for this great old machine. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Cheers from me.